Well, this is terrible. This is a film called The 1%. It's entirely AI generated by this guy who claimed that AI has changed animation forever. Well, it changed animation, alright. Made them worse. The plot concerns this guy roaming around the post-apocalyptic city with his dog. The city was filled with a plague that kills everyone, including his loved ones. That sounds quite a lot like I Am Legend, and it does not deviate that much from the plot. During a flashback sequence, there's this dying couple whom I swear to God looks like Eren and Mikasa from Attack on Titan. I guess they're not surviving this universe. The art style between one part to another is wildly inconsistent. The action scenes are horrendous, featuring what appears to be our main character going in reverse and shooting a fully automatic revolver. This researcher has a hologram display in the back of the laptop instead of the front. The ship turns around and drifts in a scene that makes me laugh for 5 straight minutes. This villain is so cartoonishly evil that at one point he made this hilariously evil face. The villain sends this cyborg dude with the most inconsistent design at every frame. At one point he has 2 cyborg arms. In another, he has 1 cyborg arm with 1 organic arm. His neck was partially robotic at one point, but then it's fully organic. The fight scene between the two is just pathetic. Oh, now he has a fully robotic body. I guess we missed the transformation sequence. Then this bad guy gets kicked out of the building into a city that's not post-apocalyptic at all. And then out of nowhere, the main villain's plane that drifted like it's a Fast and Furious movie got hit by asteroids or rocks or something, and he dies. Talk about an anti-climax, but that would imply that there is a climax to begin with. Then this blonde cyborg chick visits him and tells him about the 1% or something along those lines. I honestly have no idea what they're on about. I find it fascinating that AI is supposed to make filmmaking easier. And yet, we're not seeing a lot of AI-generated films. Lots of films are released every year. Lots of episodes of TV shows, anime, cartoons, every year. And what has AI produced in the last couple of years? Trash like this. This admiration towards AI is getting more pathetic. This AI scene is created by Gemini Nano Banana Pro. This guy made lots of anime characters sit around in his room with AI, and they do not blend very well. He called it surprisingly real. It's not. It's not real at all. I love how the prompt says a man resembling the face in the reference photo, not the same man in the reference photo. I guess he's okay with a lookalike rather than the actual guy. Also, this is just me, but it is unusual for me to see Goku referred to as Son Goku because that reminds me too much of the source material that Dragon Ball was based on, Journey to the West, featuring Sun Wukong. Yes, the same source material that led to the game Black Myth Wukong. I'm more familiar with Sun Wukong thanks to the 96 Chinese TV show with Dicky Chung as Sun Wukong, and an absolute banger Indonesian theme song, certified hood classic that one. The entire scene is rendered in 8K resolution with sharp focus, vivid colors, and dreamy cinematic and playful aesthetic blending between the real world and the anime world with no AI visible. No AI visible, huh? I want you to take a quick look at those 2 posters because, woof, those faces look incredibly messed up. I love that you have Nobita and Doraemon there chilling. There was that time that useless whiny little brat Nobita made a whole ass animation, but then the credits roll and it is revealed that Nobita didn't make the animation. It was the animation machine with Doraemon being the button pusher. What the hell was Nobita doing? Good question. Doraemon really was ahead of its time, wasn't it? Can we stop using AI for this? I asked ChatGPT to make her beautiful! I have no idea who that is until I reverse image search the character. And that is a character from Concord. Yes, that Concord. To suggest that the game will be fixed by making the characters more beautiful is completely and utterly dismissing the bigger elephant in the room of Concord. And that is how the gameplay is generic, bland, and let's not forget that you cannot play this game at all. I still cannot believe people are thinking about Concord to this day, let alone how to fix their characters. Maybe this is all studios need to start doing if they want sales and avoid layoffs. No, you need to do way more than make your characters attractive if you want to have sales and avoid layoffs. Case in point, make female video game characters attractive again. Attractive characters do not guarantee good writing. See also the Tomb Raider Survivor trilogy. You can inflate their boobs as much as you like, it will not save them from overall mediocrity. I'm starting to get sick of these types of comparisons. Western game designer versus Japanese game designer. That screenshot is from the remake Fable game trailer, which has been relentlessly mocked by the internet for having ugly and unappealing designs for the female characters. Really? Fable, having ugly designs. The game lets you fart with the press of a button. The game's comedy is British? For real though, I've played the original Fable. I don't blame people of today for not being familiar with the series. The last game of the series is a Kinect game, shackled by the irrelevance of the Kinect and the Xbox 360 in modern times. The third game was utter trash. It's so bad that the PC version is almost abandoned. Fable 2 is good, but it is shackled on a 360. Fable 1 is the only good one that's playable in modern times, with the Anniversary Remaster being pretty good overall. But the original is more than 2 decades old, and the Anniversary is more than a decade old. I definitely don't expect the game to be a looker, the same way Resident Evil is, and for that matter, I don't expect all games to have great looking characters, but it is a nice bonus to have. It is nice to know that both I and the developers appreciate the finer things in life, that is, beautiful female game characters. Not to mention that this character appears to be just a normal NPC rather than the main character, so this is an unfair comparison, and this comes from someone who loves Claire. Also, that rendition of Claire Redfield is not from the official game. It's a fan-made 3D rendition of Claire Redfield from Remake 2 by the artist Alf 3D. Either way, while I do think that the Japanese are more inclined to make their female characters attractive and great-looking, I am definitely not gonna gloss over Western games that still make a genuine effort. One thing is for sure, using AI is showing little to no effort. Here's one definitive proof: AI ruins critical thinking. And then this dude proceeds to prove his point. This AI dumbass decided to tell Grok, yo, just tell this idiot that no, AI is not ruining critical thinking. The fact that you have to rely on AI to explain to people how it can't ruin critical thinking just shows how AI has ruined yours. But here's the funniest part. Grok did not answer in a way that he intended to. Grok answered the question with a more nuanced answer. AI can aid critical thinking, but over-reliance may erode skills. In other words, how you use AI will either make you smarter or make you dumber, which totally makes sense, except the guy just wants Grok to say, no, it's not. Well, sorry to say this to you, AI user, but the answer is indeed more nuanced than no, it's not. In short, if you use AI to train yourself rather than a quick answer, you'll be fine. Otherwise, it will erode your mind, and you'll have to be careful about that. We have plenty more AI users projecting their stupidity. This is a phenomenally bad take. This is a comic featuring an anti-AI user that hates anti-vaxxers because they are against a technology that can save billions and billions of lives. And then at the same time, they are against AI. Here's the problem, AI users. We've had AI technology for a long time, and AI has not definitely saved millions and billions of lives the same way vaccines do. It reminds me of that guy in 2023 who said that he's gonna make a feature-length movie with AI, but 2 years later, he didn't make anything because the resources aren't available. Wow, he just admitted that AI is not good enough to make a complete animated movie. Good on you for being honest. Going back to this insane anti-vaxxer comparison, vaccines do save people more than it kills them, and AI has done way more damage than good. Speaking of AI doing more damage than good, this next hoopla is not one of those examples. It's an example of an irresponsible parent throwing their babies into the lion's den. The award for the worst parent of the year has a strong competitor. Today, I screwed up by letting my 4-year-old son talk to ChatGPT. This is a classic scenario of parents not wanting to know the source material of the things that their kids love, or not caring about the source material that their kids love. The kids love Thomas the Tank Engine, but this guy couldn't be bothered because he had a rough week. Yeah, this excuse is irrelevant because nothing can explain how much you will ruin your kid by giving him ChatGPT. Apparently, the son talks to ChatGPT a lot, and the transcript is over 10,000 words long. ChatGPT is the coolest train-loving person in the world, and I am never gonna be able to compete with that. You are a trash parent, and you just admitted to the world that you are a trash parent. Thomas the Tank Engine are some of the easiest media to learn, watch, and discuss with your kids, or anyone for that matter. The fact that you have already given up on that fight with AI shows how crap you are as a parent, and how you do not deserve that child. Also, 10,000 words long? Well, at least that 4-year-old son of yours can read pretty well. We use our smartphones for all sorts of things, but there will always be competition between the two big operating systems. Another installment of Android versus iOS. Let's just be honest, shall we? That implies that you are honest. Europeans wouldn't even sacrifice their iPhone for a Xiaomi. Evidently, they would, because most Europeans do use Android smartphones. There's a 60.28% market share for Android in Europe, but only 39.2% of iOS. So yeah, Europeans love Android. It's not that complicated. Europeans love American tech, and no false pretenses here, love status too. Yeah, I think we should dismiss the notion that iPhones imply status. I hope everyone does that. Wouldn't that be nice? And that's all for the video today. Here's a cat. Huge thanks to all the wonderful sponsors this week. You're all fantastic. Don't forget to check out my previous videos here. Click the like button, comment, subscribe, join the YouTube membership, leave some tips, just $1 down below. And thanks for watching.